I'm still out looking for newer, more stronger potency of awesome. And I think I found something for you that's really, really good this afternoon. Pamela M., she is a Summit Salon owner Jedi, indeed. You're going to see that her salon, this is her second full year with the team. And in that second full year, when I show you the numbers, it's probably going to blow the sides off of your brain box. She's growing. I created a new term for this interview because to say that Glam Street Salon is growing at supersonic would be an understatement. So I put in the word hyper supersonic, which means supersonic is 5 times the speed of sound, and hyper supersonic is 5 squared, or 2 to the 5th power. So I'll let you do the math. It's just growing damn fast, okay? Glam Street Salon, Grayslake, Illinois. Salon owner is Pamela. I'm going to see. She helped me to pronounce her last name. It's a beautiful last name, so I don't want to screw it up. As Meliksetyan. How's that? I think I came close, but I said, Pam, after I introduce you once, can I just address you as Pam? And she said, no worries. Her summit coach is Cari Johnson, and Cari Johnson is just tickled pink to be able to work with the salon because there's people that are growing very, very quickly. Paige Cruz Lowe is in the house, kind of in the bleachers somewhere out there, and she's been on as a Jedi as well. So let me tell you why I invited her. They opened up the salon in 2019, like on the front end of the fourth quarter, and inside of that they do $250,000. Not bad for 3 or 4 months, just getting warmed up. But look, in 2020. This is like the first full year is $1,200,000. So if you said, Michael Cole, when was the last salon that you had on where in their very first year they do 1.2? I'd say, I don't know. I got to go on an archaeological dig inside of a few hundred interviews. I don't want to say that I haven't had one on, but I'd have to look. But I don't think that I've had one on that the second you go from 1.2, they are trending to do $2 million in this year. So that's astronomical growth inside of, I think it's like a couple of thousand square feet, or give or take. So that's like $1 million per 1,000 square feet. So that's right up there. After the interview, I think I'm going to have to email Guinness Book of World Record and say, I think I got a record setter for you. Now, they're opening up a second salon in the same town in 2022. I would say that when you put the two together, I've got a bet with Pamela that they'll probably hit 3 mil. So, stay tuned, right? More will be revealed. Look at the summit stats, though, my friends. So this is the salon's average ticket now, not an individual, but the salon as a whole. Their average ticket is $148. That's right up there. I mean, that's very, very high for a salon average. I think there's like 24 or so stylists. First year, I think they open up with 5 or 6 stylists. He's already just this side of 30 hairdressers. So that's a very, very big number. But no, wait, there's more. When you really take the referral and the new business, 36 and 36, that 2/3 of Glam Street Salon's business is new, right? Fresh. And they're rebooking at just under 70%. So every 2 months, you can just see the base growing. That's part of it. When you really do the math, it's not a mystery. Some would say, oh, they're a unicorn salon. It's like, well, okay, yes. But the math tells me that they're doing something. I call it the art of the science. It's when the science of learning meets the art of teaching. How's that? When the science of learning meets the art of leadership. How's that? You have that equals unicorn-domeness or something to that effect. So they are cooking indeed. She's going to tell you about the story and the history of the salon, but her timeline is graduates high school in 01, beauty school in 02. She, fast forward all those years behind the chair, opens the salon on the back end of 2019, and the rest is history. And one other little point, she attends the summit in 2021. And that was like nitroglycerin on her bonfire. So cooking, cooking, cooking. If you're not following Glam Street on Instagram, I would suggest that you do so. It's glamstreet.gl. And you'll see that they just have something very sacred, very, very, I would call it secret sauce on steroids. Let's see if I can get her to chat about it a little bit this afternoon. So she's in my green room. Let's go and get her. And then I'm going to get her talking about the story a little bit. And then we're going to see if we can we can engage her in a conversation to take some of the mystery out of it. So there she is. We're going to make her feel nice and welcome. Hi, Pamela. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you. I just, I kind of grew up with you a little bit in Paige and have had the opportunity to see you evolve over the years and take the giant leap of faith in 2019. So first of all, congratulations. Your journey has been nothing short of remarkable.
Thank you.
But we always like to get started with the story. Like how did this thing happen? So and how did you kind of get involved in the thing? So get us started. What the journey was like for you before the we'll call it the Big Bang.
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to beauty school, obviously graduated in 2002. I worked behind the chair till 2020. But we opened the salon in 2019, and it was a big risk. It was something I'd always wanted to do, was open my own salon. My husband was like, you just have to, at this point, it's something you just need to do for yourself. So we went ahead and did that. And, took a big risk. I was nervous, like, who's going to come with? Am I going to work by myself? That's what I thought for a long time. When we opened it, I had 7 people automatically come with me. And then, we had no training program whatsoever. We just kind of, just did it. It was like, all right, let's just try this. And then by December, we had a few more, about 12 more come. And it's been very exciting, very humbling and inspirational to have everybody kind of on board with us.
Well, you said a lot in a minute or so. I want to unpack just a couple of points. So when you turn the key in the back end of 2019, did you say it was you and 6-7 other people? Yes.
Yeah.
And while you said we didn't have any training, your team there was a basis that showed up in the previous chapter of your life. So you weren't you didn't hire just anybody. You had a team of Jedis.
Yeah, had a team of Jedis that worked really well, kind of continued to grow us, and then had a few more. Amazing.
Well, you said in a very relative short period of time. Did you say we had 7 and we added 12 more, or did you go from 7 to 12?
No, we added 12 more.
So I'm doing the math. That's like 19 people, right? From 7 to 19 inside of a handful of months.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's good. There's a lot of people that if they got to that place, that we're talking what you were able to do in a handful of months could take 3-4 years.
Yeah, that was our business plan initially. So year 3 was going to be around that amount of people, but we hit that in less than a year.
Yes. And then the year that we're in now, 2021, I mean, your first year, you end up at 1.2 million. And that, like I said, that's like second, third year maybe, and you're there in your first full year. And it sounds like you're going to crack 2 million. We've got what is it? About 5 weeks left in this year. So you're going to hit 2 million. What's that been like?
It's been really good actually.
Yes.
um, sometimes there's no words to describe it, but I think just now having a training program, and we have 3 girls that train, and I think just really, stepping on board and really finding the right people now, knowing our brand and what we want, and training them to the highest of that.
So when you, and I think you said you attended Summit in 2021.
Yeah,
It
we were
was
supposed to do 2020, and then obviously COVID, so we extended it. So we were one of like the first people I think in 2021 that attended the Chicago Summit
right,
again.
and it was you and Paige,
Yes.
right? So I want to get into what you're doing in a second, but I just want to make sure that I want to get caught up to your very rapidly growing life here. So, are you currently personally behind the chair, or did this growth pull you out so that you were full on managing the business?
Yeah, I decided to step away in May of this year, just due to being able to support the team. I felt like I wasn't able to give them what they needed, or give my guests what they needed, for both wearing all those hats. So I stepped behind the chair. It was nice. It was really refreshing, and the team took over all of my guests I've been seeing for 20 plus years, and just to be able to support them has been truly good.
Yeah, you have some of your people on. There's Danette that says best team around, and Paige says, didn't we go to the summit in Tampa?
Well, maybe Tampa. Who knows?
Who? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at you. It's almost like you grow so fast. It's almost like you feel like you've been water skiing. You lose the skis, but you just keep hanging on to the rope, right? So, I mean, that's some really fast pace. And I think you told me that the salon is about 2,000 square feet.
Yeah, 2000.
So, I mean, when the way I think my brain works, you're doing $1 million in the first 1,000 square feet, $1 million in the second square foot, and then somewhere in this conversation, you're planning on launching number two in is it immediately like Q1 of 2022?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. We're hoping spring or summer.
And
Yeah.
and is it in the same city, Grayslake?
No, we're opening it in Libertyville.
So what's the distance between Libertyville and Grayslake?
It's like 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. So again, you and I've got a little sidebar bet. I think between the two, conservatively speaking, it wouldn't surprise me. Between the two, you hit three. So stay tuned. More will be revealed. Um, like I want to pivot a little bit to talk about as you sit down and say, okay, great. I'm grateful and it's working well and I love my team and we got supersonic. What would be some things that you would say that you're doing that is really kind of fueling the growth?
Well, definitely the associate program for sure. And now having, 3 total, and continue to have more of the girls want to train, especially after Paige had went on, and, we have a lot of girls that are inspired to do more. And so they're growing within their levels. And I would definitely say social media for sure has been a huge win for us. And also, definitely sitting down with everybody month to month, and doing their personal development meetings has helped a lot as well.
All right. So you set up a lot there. I want to unpack a little bit of it because as I was listening, three parts to your formula for success: the associate program, social media, and PDM. So let me just kind of poke around a little bit on the associate program. I know that one of the things that kind of blew my mind when I caught up with Paige is that she was saying, she'll work with a team of 3 or 4 associates. Are there other people, other hairdressers at Glam Street that work with associates as well?
Yes, I have 2. We have Cassie and Danette. They each have one associate, which they're actually, Cassie's going to be hiring or hired a new one. That's going to start with her in December. And then Danette has a new one currently too.
So when
So they,
so you got 3
uh,
of your team Paige working with 3 or 4, Danette's working with 1, and who else is working with 1?
That's it for now. Just
Okay.
the 3.
So Paige, and who are
Mhm.
the other 2?
So Cassie and Danette.
Cassie and Danette. All right. So, and now Paige is on your second salon, a partner in that as well. So she's kind of earned the right to do that. So what I am real curious about is it sounds like somewhere in your associate program, when people hit the floor, they've graduated and they're put in a level that they're growing at a much faster rate than we'll call it in an average summit salon. And what I'm real curious about is why. Is it that part of it that they've learned really well from, let's say, their teacher, and then you mentioned also social media and PDM. So how does that tie into your newer people growing so quickly?
Yeah, I think the associate program, just really following it with the summit. Like I said, when we went there, it just really put a whole new chapter and a whole new growth on the associate program and how we're really following that and how things have changed over the years. And then I think just, you know, really supporting them. And really what I learned in summit was just to be more flexible, like have the support, but be flexible with everybody. And that I think has been hugely successful. And, what their needs and wants, balancing their personal life and their, professional life and helping support them. And yeah, it's just, I think us sitting down with them as well and doing PDMs has helped them, you know, in a way we can't describe.
All right, I want to poke a little bit. When you say flexible, meaning flexibility around their schedule, so that
Yes.
they feel like they've got it's not all about work, that they've got another part of their life called personal life, so that there's balance there. I know that that's a conversation, that's a prominent conversation at Summit.
Hmm.
But the other thing that I'm curious about is the people coming in with regard to social media savviness, that there really is, they're learning to use social media is as much of a business building, referral getting. Talk a little bit about that, because I my hunch is that is a very big part of why people are growing so quickly.
Yeah. So we actually we decided to do development role for social media. And it's nice to have someone that really is excited about it. And I have Ashlyn, one of our stylists, on it as right now. And she helps gather all of the girls' work and puts it up on our professional pages. But then, and it helps keep them on track for what they need to post, whether it's videos or anything they're working on, promotions, and that has helped us kind of launch that or just skyrocket.
I love it. So who's your social media person? Is it Ashley?
Ashlyn. Yeah.
Ashlyn. All right. So Ashlyn, if I'm listening correctly, is always close to your people that are in levels, so that they're always documenting the content, right?
Yes.
And then posting it, of course, on the salon's page. But I'm assuming if I went to their respective pages, I'm going to see it paired or tethered to the salon's page. And there's something about having her as kind of a leader. It helps people to not forget. And
Yes. And
right.
then we meet, yeah, me and her meet. We kind of, go over like what we want to post and, especially promotions for the salon too. And just so that we can be able to, keep everyone on the same page. And when they come in for their associate program or just in general, that's again one of the branding techniques we use. Like if you want to be a part of Glam Street, social media is going to be a huge part of your life.
So the social media platform is even being rapidly built when they're associates,
Yeah.
right? So social media is part of Glam Street culture. So you wouldn't have anyone. I mean, you got, what did you tell me now? How many people? 20 something that are,
24.
right? That
Yeah.
social media is part of it's the cloth that they're cut from, right?
Yeah.
That everyone, if you're going to be a team member at Glam and and do well, that social media is part of the ride. You don't need to be unlearning somebody to let go of their old ways to embrace social. They're like they're inbred with social from day one. That's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the other that I was and so now I get the social media page, the associate program time social media. It quickens people's growth. Talk about the monthly PDMs that you're doing. What does that look like, and how does that connect to this conversation and quickening people's growth?
So we sit down with them every first week of every month, try to get them in as soon as we can, and sit down, go over their last month's numbers, have celebrations within the the time we spent together. It's about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and we just then pre-plan for the next month. And depending on what level they're in and where they want to be, just keep finding out quarterly where they're hitting, what they see for themselves, and then how we can support them as a salon too. So whether it's building a certain promotion for them that we don't have anything going on at the salon right now, or just finding something that they can get motivated by and
Yes, yeah,
post or
yes.
extra
Um,
cards.
and it sounds like from the outside looking in, once somebody has graduated from the associate program and they're in a level, that your people, relatively speaking, are moving through the levels quite quickly. So,
Yes.
well, with your village of, 25, 26, how long is it taking somebody from the time they're do they go from associate to level one, or is it associate new talent? How does that work?
Yeah, they go to associate, and then now they're going to have up to 4 new talent days.
Got it.
So then after that, they'll really build their business significantly with that. That was a new thing we just learned. And then they start as level one, and then they go to, two, three,
Got it.
four.
I see.
Yeah.
So the new talent, the opportunity days is now a part of the associate model. So when they're graduated from the associate program, for all intents and purposes, they're placed in level one, like when they're done. Yes. And
Yeah.
how inside of, well, you really don't have a lot of years behind you, but let's say in 2021, do you have people that started in level one, let's say January of this year, we're almost on the back end of November, that would be in the second or third level already?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We actually had probably 4 of the girls jump to level three within a matter of like 3 months. It's been amazing.
So inside of starting, let's say in January, February, let's say started the first quarter, sometime in the first quarter in level one, here we are on approaching the back half of the fourth quarter, and you had a number of people that are at three already. So that's some real quick movement.
Yeah.
How many people do you have in four? I know Paige is working with associate. And how many people would be in four?
We have 2 people in level four, and then we have, because we have 9 levels now.
Okay,
And so each person, like Cassie's a level six, Danette's level five. So it
got
just,
it.
now it's placed a little differently, where everything before was level 4A, right? Now
Yeah.
everyone's kind of
So
in
so
that.
what I'm getting is the let's say the the original group of people that came with you when you opened, they're now at six, seven,
Yes.
eight, and
Yeah.
then all of the associates that they've been working with since then are one, two, three, et cetera, right? So there's a lineage of associates that are now on the floor growing very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
So as you look out on in 2022, I know you're going to christen your second salon. What does it look like to you? Where does this thing look like it's going in 2022? It's what's on your mind when you go to bed at night?
I think just, it's going to be fun to open up the second location, because right now our first location we're very tight. So it will be nice to have a little more people, kind of, it'll give us some breathing room a little bit to grow more. That's our
Yes.
plan. just work on our profit and continue to keep growing.
And you told me right before we went live that there's going to be a team of people that are going to pivot from the first salon to the second salon. You gave me the number, but give me the number again.
Probably like 6 or 7 of the girls will go. We're going to leave it up to them, decide when we get to that point. See if there's more, that's awesome, just to kind of see what that looks like, and then continue to grow both places as we're continuing to do with the first one.
And did you say that you purchased some real estate for the second location so that you'll own the brick and mortar that you're in?
Yeah, we currently own the 1-2 that we're in. My husband's in real estate, and that was one of our biggest things that we wanted, was to own the building, own the business, and then we're doing the same thing with the second one as well.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, I want to wrap this conversation up. First of all, kudos, congratulations. It sounds like you're really, things are going very well for you. People watching this now, and there'll be a lot more watching the replay, they're looking at you, listening to you, relating, identifying, but they're not in the place that you're at yet. And they would love to be, but they're not. And is there anything that you could maybe say to them now that you're standing in a place that they'd love to get to, that might inspire, give them the enthusiasm, the faith, the commitment to take the jump like you did?
Yeah, I think just the biggest thing too is just continuing education for everyone as well, or go to Summit if you haven't gone to Summit lately, because a lot has changed since I have been living it for 20 years. And just treating everybody, your staff, really amazing. That was one of the my aunt had told me that a long time ago. Just treat everyone very kindly, and your staff, and good things will happen.
Yeah. Well, listen, this has been very inspiring to engage you in the conversation. I appreciate you showing up this afternoon and sharing what you're sharing, and wishing you the best of prosperity in the coming year. You promised me that you'd come back for an encore, so I'm going to hold you to that. But I'm doing some podcasts for L'Oreal and Summit in 2022. I would love to have you and Paige back for, and anybody else that you think would do, for almost like a team-based podcast to, how to blow it up as a Summit Salon. Is that something you would be interested in?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Thank you.
All right, good. Well, listen, I'm gonna let you get back to your life. I know you have a lot going on. Have a great holidays and a great New Year's, and we will be talking soon, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're gonna give it up one more time for Pamela M. Stay well, Pamela. Say hi to all my homies.
I will.
All right. I love that. I love that a lot. I just, very humble. Excellent. I just want to go full screen with, very humble in her, comments, in how she's growing. And what my take on what she gave us was, I even think I've got some of it lined up here, what the secret sauce was. So she was talking about coaching the team, the monthly PDM piece. She also said that social media was a big part of the deal. That she didn't mention front desk lead, but I know that she's got a crackerjack team at front desk. She's had the Summit front desk team in, and as well as the associate program. So those were kind of like, to me, sounded like those were the big three that was not only driving growth, but quickening it. So I just really enjoyed talking with her and quizzing her. So give it up. This particular interview, we have recorded it. It'll live on the page that you're on now, which is Michael Cole, Millionaire Stylist Facebook. And we will also take and do a micro learning of the conversation today. We'll place it on Michael Cole Millionaire Stylist Instagram, but it will go into the my IGTV channel. So, stay tuned for that. I want to do a real quick acknowledgement. When you are on my Michael Cole Millionaire Stylist Instagram page, first of all, follow it. Thank you. And hit Linktree, because in Linktree you'll get a drop down that says all of the behind the chair millionaire calculators. I launched a program on the back end of 2020, and this year would be the first full year that we did millionaire behind the chair millionaire. So we have a few thousand people in that community, and through L'Oreal's financial support, we've created some gamified goal setting calculators that really make goal setting easy, simple, and fun by gamifying it. We have one called the Dream Machine, and in essence, what it does is you set an annual W-2 goal, and then the algorithms are automatically geared up where it breaks everything down to what you need to do: a year in service and retail, a month in service and retail, a week in service and retail, based on the number of days a week you're working and the hours of the days you're working and how many guests you're serving, what your average service and retail day would be in order to really hit your W-2 goal. So it really is a remarkably simple calculator. And when it lives on in essence, it lives on my Instagram page. There's just a link that gets to the website that houses it. And then now that you've got that goal tied down, there's another calculator called Golden Goose. And that is, the idea is to just not get to a very high income, but to begin to manage your money and your lifestyle and your standard of living in a way that you have money left at the end of your day, week, month to begin putting away. At first it's for a rainy day, but sooner rather than later, it's beyond the rainy day. You're actually building a goose that annually begins to yield interest. It's growing money. The money is returning the favor of working as hard for you as you did for it. We call it the Golden Goose. And it's basically setting some savings goals as you're crushing your income goal. So it's just a remarkably simple calculator. I want to turn you on to that. A lot of you, and all of this, by the way, is compliments. This is not you got to sign up for a subscription, or they're all their compliments of L'Oreal Salon Emotion. And then there's a calculator for some of us, and a lot of us we're plagued with more personal debt than it's like this ominous cloud that's hanging over us. And this one's called Debt Free. Calculator that shows you how to set some debt reduction goals and how to actually use some of the money that you're earning in your Dream Machine to begin to quicken the reduction of debt. So all of this is on my Linktree when you get to the Michael Cole Millionaire Stylist. And again, it's all brought to you by L'Oreal Salon Emotion. Thank you, L'Oreal Salon Emotion. Summit now has another .com called summitsalon365.com. And it's where I put my more production value video, that there are more courses. And I've got actually putting my third course on that platform as we speak. So there's a social media course that was created that I put on there a couple of years ago. Last year, we put a program on there called Top 20 Emotional Wellness. And this year, we're in the process of putting in content called Mindfulness, Mental Wellness or Mindfulness. And it's just a newer conversation. I've been a practitioner of mindfulness for about 25 years and just wanted to create something that would help people to do well there. So check that out. And it's a subscription site. For a nominal subscription, plug in, and we would love to take you on the ride. If you're new to us, Summit Salon Community, and you get on summitsalon.com, you can set up a 30-minute virtual consultation at no charge to just chat with one of our coaches on the possibility. Once upon a time, Pamela that we interviewed was not at Summit. Went to Summit, and like I said, a lot of nitroglycerin on her bonfire. So would love to engage you in that conversation. Last but not least, want to always thank Summit Salon Business Center is an exclusive business partner, if you will, with L'Oreal Professional Products, and which means that L'Oreal is a sponsor. That Summit is powered by L'Oreal PPD. And so anytime you are involved in support, many of you are, and thank you. Pulp Riot, Biolage, Purology, Kerastase, L'Oreal Professional, Redken, Matrix Shoe, and Mazzani. When you do that, they puts L'Oreal PPD in a position where they can continue to support Summit so that we can bring you what we're bringing you, what we just brought you and then some, in a way that fuels your growth. So it's a partnership, if you will, for a win for the salon, a win for Summit, a win for L'Oreal. So please get involved in that. And thank you for doing so. Great show. I'm going to let you get back to your afternoon. We will have another conversation on Thursday evening that I'm looking forward to. I'll surprise you in a couple of days to tell you what that's about. So have a great afternoon, and we will see you soon.